Chapter 9.3 Addition and subtraction of rational expressions. Okay, this is adding fractions or subtracting fractions. So when you add the fractions, we always check the denominators. If the denominators are the same, then what do? What we do is we just add the numerators. So a plus c over b. What we do is make the denominator same. The denominator is b, so we will have one fraction whose denominator is same as the denominator b, and the numerator is just an addition. Okay, what if we have a subtraction like this? A over b minus c over b. Okay, since the denominators are same, we use the same denominator b, and the numerator, it will be subtraction a minus c. Simple. If the denominator is different, that is a different case. We will do next class, next examples. But for these following examples, they have the denominators are the same. So what we do is put the numerators together. So 5x plus 7x. And then once we have one fraction, we have to simplify. Okay, simplify means we have to factor the numerator and the denominator, and then if there are common factors, we cancel out. So the numerator has a common factor x. So that is, okay, we don't have to do this. Okay, 5x plus 7x. Combine the like terms, then that will be 12x over 18. And then 12x and 18. 12 and 18 can be reduced. So we can divide each numerator and denominator by 6, then the numerator is 2x over 3. So we just added two fractions and then simplified the result. Okay, the second example is it has the same denominator, so x squared minus 1 is the denominator, and then what we do is add the numerators, x plus 1, and then simplify. The denominator is difference of squares. So x plus 1, we can write it as the product of x plus 1, x minus 1. And then as you see this, x plus 1 is the big factor. One whole factor, x plus 1. So we can cancel out, and it is 1 over x plus 1. Is it x plus 1 or x minus 1? Sorry. I cancel out the wrong one. Okay, so x plus 1 cancel out. So what we have is, okay, the numerators cancel out, so what we have is only one left. It's multiplied by 1, right? So 1 over x minus 1. Okay, the third example, still the denominators are the same. X minus 2 is the denominator. Since the denominators are the same, subtract the numerator, 2x minus 4. Then from the numerator, factor out 2, because we have to simplify the fraction always. So when you do the simplify, we have to factor each part, each numerator and denominator. So as you see this, x minus 2, the whole denominator x minus 2 and the factor in the numerator x minus 2 cancel out. So what we have is 2 over 1, which is 2. 2 over 1, right? 2 over 1. 2 over 1 is equal to 2. X minus 2 cancel out. That means it's not 0. 1 is left over. Okay? There's nothing. That means 1 is the leftover. Even the number 2. Nothing means 1 time, something times 1. Okay. And the fourth one, okay, let's factor the denominators are the same. Denominator is x squared minus 5x plus 4. And the numerator is 3x minus 1 minus the whole numerator. Okay, look at this. This means minus the whole numerator. So you have to multiply the whole numerator by negative sign. Then this is equal to 3x minus 1 minus 2x, because we want to multiply the binomial 2x minus 3 by negative, and divided by x squared minus 5x plus 4. Okay, now let's factor the denominator. Simplify. Let's do a more simplify the numerator. Then 3x minus 2x is combine the like terms, so we have x. Negative 1 plus 3 is plus 2. And the denominator is x squared minus 5x plus 4. Okay, let's factor the denominator. Okay, factor the denominator. X times x, 1 times 4, both negative. Max the sum, negative 5x. So the denominator is x minus 1, x minus 4, and the numerator is x plus 2. Okay, since we cannot cancel out, so that's the simplest form. Is it something wrong? Okay, let me check. Okay, I copied the question incorrectly. Okay, this is minus 3. Okay, the binomial 2x minus 3, this should be 2x plus 3. Okay, if we change, let's change the question. Let's change the question. So this will be plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. Then let's see what happens. Then this will be minus 3, right? Because you multiply positive 3 by a negative, that is minus 3. Then what we have is minus 1, negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4. So this is negative 4. And then finally, the numerator, the whole numerator x minus 4, and the factor in the denominator x minus 4 cancel out. Once you cancel out, one stays the same, so 1 over x minus 1. Okay, so that's the subtraction. That's the result. Okay, let's do the example 1. Okay, letter A is, okay, add two fractions. The denominator the same. Then what do we do? Just add the numerators. 7 plus 9 is 16 over x squared. Okay, that's simple. Okay, letter B. The denominator is also same, which is x squared minus 1. So what we do is add the numerators, but this is subtraction. So 3x squared minus the whole numerator in the second fraction. Whole numerator. Make sure that's the whole numerator. So you got to put the parentheses. Then simplify the numerator. Minus x minus 4 over x squared minus 1. So that is equal to, okay, the numerator is x times 3x. 4 is 1 times 4. And minus sign should go on 4. So this will be 3 minus 4 is negative 1. So the numerator is the product of x plus 1, 3x minus 4, divided by, okay, the bottom part is, this is difference of squares. So x plus 1, x minus 1. Finally, the answer will be, we can cancel out x plus 1 from both numerator and denominator. So the answer is 3x. The numerator is 3x minus 4. The denominator is x minus 1. So that's the answer. Okay, for problem 1, okay, add or subtract. Okay, the first part is an addition, and with the same denominator, so use the xy, leave xy. And then add the numerators, x plus, the numerator is 3 plus 12, so that is 15 over xy. Okay, the second part, the letter B is, the denominators are the same, so what we do is add the numerators. 2x squared and the minus, this is subtraction, so minus the second numerator. The second numerator, put parentheses. Always put the parentheses on the second part if this is a subtraction. And the denominator is same. And then simplify the numerator. So 2x squared minus 7x minus 4 over the denominator is x squared minus x minus 12. Okay, and once we add it or subtract it, we have to simplify the numerator and the denominator so we can cancel out the common factors. So from this, the numerator is x times 2x, and 4 is 4 times 1, and then we gotta put the negative signs, so that goes on 4. The negative 8 plus 1 is negative 7. So the numerator, so this is this part, so the numerator is x minus 4 times 2x plus 1. And the denominator, this one is x times x, 12 is 4 times 3, and the minus sign is on 4, so negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. So the denominator is x minus 4 times x plus 3. And we have a common factor, x minus 4, so cancel out x minus 4, and the numerator is 2x plus 1. And then the denominator is 3 plus 3, x plus 3. You don't have to put parentheses because we have only one factor. The numerator, the factor in the numerator is a binomial, and the denominator is a binomial, one factor only, so you don't have to put parentheses. Okay, this is another concept. Okay, when we add and subtract rational expressions with different denominators. Okay, this time we have a fractions. Okay, rational expressions are fractions. So when the denominators of these fractions are different, when you add and subtract, we have to rewrite the fraction in terms of the LCD. Okay, the previous sections is about writing fractions in terms of the LCD. So let's add these two fractions. Okay, when you add these two fractions, okay, the denominators are different. The denominators are different, so we have to find LCD. Okay, so in order to find LCD, okay, factor the denominator. So let's factor the denominator of each fraction. So factor out x, then this will be x minus 2 plus 6 over. The denominator of second fraction is, this is difference of square, so that will be x plus 2 and x minus 2. So from this, what is the LCD? So we have two denominators. So the LCD is the product of x and x minus 2, this one, and x plus 2. And x minus 2 is already used. So LCD is we have three factors in this LCD. So let's rewrite the LCD, rewrite each fraction. So I'm going to rewrite x minus 3. Okay, this is important. Okay, let's rewrite. Let me rewrite the denominator with the LCD. Okay, I'm going to write LCD x minus 2, x plus 2. Okay, even the second part. X times x plus 2, x minus 2. Okay, let me extend it. So plus something. We have 6 here. Okay. Okay, what I did is I just replaced the denominator with LCD, but we have to multiply. We have to change the numerator. Okay, let's compare the denominator and the LCD. The denominator, there are x and x minus 2. X and x minus 2. Look at this. From this, we have x and x minus 2. What we don't have is x plus 2. X plus 2 is missing from the denominator. So what we do is multiply the numerator by x plus 2. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. So find the missing factor from the denominator by comparing with the LCD. And then once you find the missing factor from the denominator, multiply the numerator by the missing factor. So the numerator will be x minus 3 should be multiplied by the missing factor x plus 2. So the denominator is the LCD and the numerator is being updated, changed. Even do the same thing. So here, So we have x plus 2, x minus 2 in the denominator, in the LCD, but x is missing. Since x is missing, that means you multiply the denominator by x, so multiply the numerator by x. So the numerator becomes 6x, and the denominator is the LCD. So this is a very important step. You have to rewrite the denominator with the LCD and then multiply the numerator by the missing factor from the LCD by comparing. So you can find the missing factor by comparing the denominator and the LCD. So what you have to do is just multiply the numerator by the missing factor. Since we have the same denominator, we can add the numerators. The numerator is x minus 3, x plus 2, plus 6x. And the denominator is x times x minus 2, x plus 2. Okay, and then simplify the numerator and then factor the numerator so that we can cancel out the common factors. The numerators, okay, in this case, use the FOIL method. Use the FOIL method so that we can simplify the numerator. Then that is x squared plus 2x minus 3x minus 6. Okay, using the FOIL method, we have 4 terms and then plus 6x. That's the numerator. And the denominator, okay, do not distribute the denominator because we want to factor. So one of the factoring method is distribute the whole numerator and then refactor it. So simply combine the like terms in the numerator, so x squared. So okay, minus x and the plus x, 6x is, okay, combine these three. So that is plus 5x and then minus 6. X times x minus 2, x plus 2. Okay, let's factor the numerator. The numerator is x times x, 2 times 3. I better use 1 times 6. And the minus sign goes on 1. So 6 minus 1 is 5. So the numerator is x, because this is the one, and then x minus 1. The numerator is x minus 1 times x plus 6. And the denominator is x times x minus 2 and x plus 2. Alright, so in this case, we do not have any common factor. So we are done. So this is the result of the addition, adding two fractions. Okay, example 2. Let's add or subtract the fractions. Okay, first of all, the denominators are always different, so we have to make the same denominator. That means we have to find out the LCD. Okay, now LCD is the product of all the factors that has the largest exponent. So in this case, the LCD will be 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12 and x. So 12x is the LCD. So what we do is, let's find out the missing factors from the denominator. So x times what becomes 12x? Okay, so we're going to rewrite it. So x times, actually this will be, let me rewrite it. Okay, let me rewrite this. So it will be y over, it's going to be 12x minus 4y something. I'm going to multiply something, so not yet, we are not done yet. We're going to write it. Okay, let me rewrite this, not to be confused. So what we're going to do is, the denominator will be 12x. No matter what, the denominator should be 12x for all these three factors, three fractions. And then let's find out the numerator. We have to change the numerator. So x times what is 12x? 12, right? So x times 12 is 12x. So multiply the numerator by 12. So the numerator in the first fraction will be 12y. Okay, the second fraction. Okay, 3 times what is 12? 4, right? 4. So 3x times 4 is 12x. So now the denominator became the LCD, 12x. So what we have to do is multiply the numerator by 4. So that will be, the numerator will be 4 times 4 is 16y. And the last one is this. Okay, 4x is, okay, 4 times 3 is 12. So 4x times 3 is 12x, which is the LCD. Then multiply the numerator by 3. Then there will be 9y. Okay, so finally, so this is equal to 12x is the denominator, and the numerator is the sum of all 3 numerators. 12y minus 16y plus 9y. Then this is equal to negative 4y. So negative 4. 12 minus 16 is negative 4. 9 minus 4 is 5y. Over. Okay, let me rewrite it. So that is equal to negative 4y. Plus, you know, what we do is combine the like terms. Combine the like terms. Then 5y over 12x. So we are done. Okay, let's draw letter B. Okay, the denominator is x minus 3, and the second denominator is 3 minus x. But do you remember? X and 3 are switched. So why don't we change this one? So if we switch these two, then this will be 2x over x minus 3 and then minus 5 over. Okay, once we change this, then there will be x minus 3 and then put the negative sign outside. So let's rewrite it. Then this will be 2x over x minus 3. And negative times negative. Okay, minus and negative. Negative times negative becomes positive. X minus 3. Okay, can you see this? Negative times negative becomes what? Positive. This is positive because this minus and this minus. Okay, now the LCD is, from this LCD, well, x minus 3 same, right? Same denominator. So since we have the same denominator, like denominators, what we do is just add the numerator. 2x plus 5. That's it. So in this case, always check on this. So when you have an expression a minus b, then you can switch a and b, then put the negative sign outside. So from this, you can find LCD easily. Okay, for letter C, okay, the first expression is what? Isn't it x over 1? Or x over 1. The denominator, the first part is 1. So from this, LCD is 5x. LCD is 5x. So let's rewrite it. So denominator will be 5x. Whatever the denominator is, make the denominator 5x. Then let's find the factor, so that factor of the denominator, so that the denominator is 5x. So from this, we have to multiply denominator by 5x. So to multiply the numerator by 5x, then that will be 5x squared. Okay, we have a 5x already, so the numerator is just 3. So from this, so we rewrote the equation, the fractions in terms of the LCD. Since LCD is the same, what we do is add the numerators. And then the numerator cannot be factored, so that's it. Okay, problem number 2. Please pause and try this one. Okay, now, get the LCD. What's the LCD? LCD is the product of all the factors, the largest one. So 8 times of Okay, so the product, the LCD will be 24, right? 24. Sorry, 12. 12. No. LCD is 24Y. 24Y, right? Okay, so we will rewrite the three fractions with the same LCD, 24Y minus 24Y plus something over 24Y. Okay, and then from this, let's change the numerator. The numerator is 8Y becomes 24Y by multiplying 3. So multiply the denominator by 3, then also multiply the numerator by 3. So 3Z. The second fraction is, 3 times what is 24? 8. So multiply the numerator and denominator by 8. So the denominator is 24Y. So the numerator is 4 times 8. 32Z. Okay, how about the last one? 4 times what is 24? 6. So multiply the numerator by 6. Then that will be 30. 5 times 6 is 30Z. So finally, the denominator is 24Y, and the numerator is the sum of the sum. So 3Z minus 32Z plus 30Z. Then this is the numerator is 3 minus 32 is negative 2. So 30 minus negative 2 is 28. Oh, sorry. 3 minus 32 is negative 29. So that is 1Z over 24Y. Okay, try this letter B. Okay. All right, the denominator, the LCD. Okay, let's rewrite the denominator because the denominator is x minus 2 and the other one is 2 minus x. So why don't we switch these two? X minus 2 and the minus 3 over. Switch these two. So it will be x minus 2 and then put the negative sign outside. So this will be 5x over x minus 2. The minus is positive 3 over x minus 2. And then since x minus 2 is the same, what we do is just add the numerators. So 5x plus 3 over x minus 2. Okay, letter C is y plus 5 over y minus 7. So why don't you try this? Okay, pause it and try. All right, then y is equal to y over 1 plus 5 over y minus 7. We know that the LCD is what? Y minus 7, right? So rewrite it. So first expression should have the denominator y minus 7. And the second part is y minus 7, still same. So what we do is we just multiply the numerator and denominator by y minus 7. So that the denominator becomes the LCD y minus 7. So multiply the numerator by y minus 7. Then this will be equal to y times y minus 7. And the second fraction is unchanged because the denominator is still same. Then rewrite this. So this one is equal to, denominator is y minus 7. The numerator is y times y minus 7 plus 5. So let's go to the next line. And then factor, okay, before we factor this, simplify the numerator. So use the distribution property, y squared minus 7y plus 5 over y minus 7. And then as you can see this, the numerator is not factorable. We cannot find any combination, so that's it. Okay, example 3. Okay, let's first, the denominators are different, so let's first find the LCD. Then LCD is 2x minus 3 and x plus 1. So that's the LCD. So we have to write the fraction using the same LCD. Okay, 2x minus 3. Okay, let me rewrite it and then give a little bit more space. So the denominator will be 2x minus 3 and x plus 1 minus 2x minus 3. Okay, I'm gonna write each fraction in terms of the LCD. Okay, so we are not done yet. We have to change the numerator. So look at this. The denominator is 2x minus 3 times x plus 1. So we gotta multiply the bottom by x plus 1. That's the missing factor. So multiply also the numerator by x plus 1. So the numerator of the first expression will be, first fraction will be 2x times x plus 1. Okay, for the second fraction, we have x plus 1 in the denominator. And by comparing it with the LCD, 2x minus 3 is a factor, is a missing factor. So multiply the numerator by 2x minus 3. So that will be 2x minus 3 will be in the numerator. So since we changed the expression, the original fraction into the LCD, in terms of the LCD, we can add the numerators. The add numerators, so numerator is 2x times x plus 1, and then minus the whole numerator of the second fraction. The denominator is 2x minus 3, x plus 1. Okay, and then simplify the numerator. So when you simplify, use the distribution property. So that will be 2x squared plus 2x. Distribute, right? And then even this one. Distribute the binomial by negative. So multiply by negative, so negative 2x, and then plus 6. Denominator is still same. Okay, so we need to simplify the numerator and then factor the numerator. So combine the like terms, 2x squared, and then 2x and 2x cancel out, 2x and negative 2x cancel out, plus 6, then 2x minus 3, x plus 1. Okay, now we can factor the numerator. So factor out 2, then we have x squared plus 3. The denominator is 2x plus 3 minus 3 times x plus 1. Since there is no common factor, we are done. That's it. Okay, the textbook has the numerator is not factored, but still okay. You don't have to factor the numerator, but it's better to factor out, factor each numerator and denominator so that, we can reduce. Okay, let's try letter B. Okay, letter B, okay, we need of course the denominator is different, so we have to find LCD. So before we find the LCD, we have to factor the denominator so that we can find the LCD. Okay, then this one is x times x, 8 is 4 times 2, and the minus sign is on 2. So 4 minus 2 is, sorry, that is not right. So 4 times 2 and negative sign goes on 4. So the sum is negative 2. So the denominator is x minus 4, x plus 2. All right, and the plus 3 over. Look at this. We have our x minus 4 as one of the factors in the denominator is x minus 4. But if we switch these two, then there will be also x minus 4. So why don't we switch this and then put the negative sign? So switch it and then put the negative sign outside. Then if you rewrite it, x plus 3 over x minus 4, x plus 2. And then this negative sign moves to the front, so minus, it becomes minus, and then x minus 4. So we know that from this LCD is the product of x minus 4 and x plus 2. So let's rewrite it. Rewrite the equation. So the bottom will be, the denominator will be the LCD, x minus 4, x plus 2. And let's update the numerator. So, okay, the first fraction has the same LCD, so there is no change in the numerator. How about the second part? Second fraction has x minus 4 and x plus 2 is missing. So multiply the numerator by x plus 2. So the numerator is the 3 times x plus 2. Okay. Then simplify. So since the denominator is the same, we can add the numerators. The numerator is x plus 3 and then minus the whole numerator. Okay, then simplify the numerator. So x plus 3 minus 3x minus, this minus 3x, and this one is minus 6. X minus 4, x plus 2. Then simplify the numerator again. So we have minus 2x and then negative 4. Denominator x minus 4, x plus 2. Look at the numerator. If you see the numerator, we can factor out negative 2. If the leading coefficient is negative, then always factor out negative together. So factor out negative 2, then we have x plus 2. Denominator is x minus 4 and x plus 2. From this, we can cancel out x plus 2. So we have negative 2 over x minus 4. Is it something wrong? Okay, let me double check on this one. Yes, there's a mistake. 3 and 3, the numerator, 3 minus 6 is negative 3. So this is negative 3. So I have to erase this. So that is minus 3, right? So that's it. We don't need to do this because it's not factorable. So the numerator is negative 2x minus 3 over the denominator is the LCD. So we are done. Okay, for problem P3, okay, try now. All right, from this, what is LCD? Okay, LCD is already the denominators are factored. It's not factorable. So the LCD is the product of two denominators, 3x minus 1 and x plus 4. So we can rewrite it so that the denominator will be the LCD, 3x minus 1 and x plus 4 minus 3x minus 1, x plus 4. Okay, from this, let's change the numerator. All right, 3x minus 1, the denominator 3x minus 1 has a missing factor, which is x plus 4. So what we do is multiply this by x plus 4. So also multiply the numerator by x plus 4. Then the numerator of the first fraction is product of 4x and x plus 4. Okay, the second fraction is, okay, we already have x plus 4, so what we don't have is 3x minus 1. So multiply the numerator by 3x minus 1. Then the numerator is 9 times 3x minus 1. Okay, so we just rewrote the fraction in terms of the LCD. and then simplify the numerator. So the denominator is the LCD. The numerator, 4x times x plus 4 minus 9 times 3x minus 1. Then that is equal to, the numerator is 4x squared plus 16 minus 27x plus 9 over 3x minus 1 times x plus 4. And the numerator, simplify the numerator, 4x squared minus 27x, and then plus 25. The denominator is 3x minus 1, x plus 4. All right, now, can we factor the numerator? I don't think we can factor the numerator. So that's it. Okay, letter B. Okay, for this, okay, let's factor the denominator to find the LCD. And this one is equal to 2x minus 1. The denominator of the first fraction is the difference of squares. So that will be x plus 5, x minus 5. Plus 2 over. Okay, the denominator of the second fraction is, if you switch x minus 5, x and 5, then we have the same factor, x minus 5. So that we have to put the negative sign outside. Then if you rewrite it, this will be x plus 5. And then x minus 5 minus sign, the negative sign, the denominator moves to the front. So it becomes minus 2 over x minus 5. So from here, we know the LCD is x plus 5 times x minus 5. So the denominator is x plus 5, x minus 5 minus. And this denominator is x plus 5, x minus 5. So let's find the missing factor. Okay, the first fraction has the same denominator, so write the numerator. And the second part, the numerator 2 should be multiplied by what? The missing factor from the denominator is x plus 5, right? So you have x minus 5, so multiply x plus 5 to make the denominator. So multiply the numerator by the same missing factor, x plus 5. Okay, so from this, add the numerators, 2x minus 1 minus 2 times x plus 5 is the numerator, and the denominator is unchanged. And then simplify the numerator. So 2x minus 1 minus 2x plus minus 10 over x plus 5, x minus 5. Then when you combine the numerator, okay, 2x minus 2x becomes 0, so negative 11. So negative 11 is minus negative 11 over the denominator, x plus 5, x minus 5. You can put the negative sign outside.